on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. You know who it is by now,
Jimothy.
So ladies and gents, we are back with a market watch, and boy oh boy has the market been traveling somewhat at light speed. So I have made a couple of market watch videos, but I decided not to upload them, mainly because the market's just been moving super fast and card prices have just been changing like rapidly. So without wasting any more time, ladies and gents, I'm going to give you a few cards that I'm going to be picking up in the future that you may want to potentially pick up. Caveat, I am not a financial advisor. This is just one dude on the internet talking about cardboard. So take my advice with a pinch of salt, ladies and gents, but definitely listen and hear what I'm going to say to you guys. Starting us off with Crimson Dragon. Now, this card has seen quite a bit of play, especially with some degenerate combos involving Hot Red Dragon, Archfiend, King Calamity. It's a bit of a silly card. It's even made Virtual World a viable deck again, which is crazy. So I can't see this card being reprinted anytime soon, and I feel like at the moment its price point is stabled out just because people are still tearing it open. The Duelist Nexus dropped, was it last week? So it's been less than a week potentially, and people are still tearing open this set. But when that starts to like decline and vendors start having their like bulk orders and all that kind of stuff in shop or ready to ship out, this card's going to become more and more difficult to get, and the price point is going to go up. Synchro support is everywhere, ladies and gents, so having this card now, if you're definitely looking to play some kind of synchro strategy, would be a good idea. I'm considering picking it up, but only as a bit of a trade. I'm not going to go and buy it at this price. I feel like £20, it's going to I feel like it will, well, let's have a look. So it's going up anyway, so you see like 23s, 25s, some person's got it for 60, which is crazy. But yeah, definitely a card that you want to consider if you are looking to play any kind of synchro strategy, because it will be going up in price. Another card or a set of cards that I've been getting my hands on is the Chimera stuff out of Duelist Nexus, which is crazy. I actually traded for this card Saturday, which would have been like 2, maybe 3 days ago, depending on when you're watching this video. This card was £5. And now it's £60. It's crazy. I feel like people have just kind of like been labbing it with branded and seeing some of the things that it can do, and they've got really excited for it, and hence the price. This is probably one of the best cards in the archetype at the moment, but I feel like this archetype does have a little bit of potential, hence why this is getting such a big price point. So definitely a card you want to keep in mind. Or conversely, if you do sit on this card and you got no intention of playing it, you've got some money right there. It's at 16s, about £15 where I've been seeing it on average, so definitely something to consider. Next card I'm going to be picking up, ladies and gents, Unchained Soul Lord of Yama. This was actually a little bit higher previously, like it had a high of like an 11. I seen it at like 12s, but like as people have teared open the set, they've realized it's a very good card, but it's not as necessary as some of the other staples that you might get, because it's quite unique in the fact that there's only a few decks that can facilitate it, hence why its price point's dropped now. So now it's like a £5 card, definitely worth trading for. Unchained is definitely a solid deck, definitely a solid rogue deck, and will definitely take some names. So keep an eye on this card, ladies and gents. I've got one copy, just need one more and I'm able to play the deck. I feel like you only need 2, but yeah, we'll see once I get some testing done. The next card that I wanted to show you guys is Fusion Armament. Now, people are calling this like a B-Tech worse version of Fusion Deployment, and in some aspects it is, but then it does have its merits. It does not lock you into Fusion Summoning Fusion monsters for the turn, which is something to note. Yes, you can't use the monster piece that you summoned off its effect for, well, using that monster's effect basically, but you do still have access to the rest of the summoning mechanics that come from your extra deck. So definitely a card worth thinking about, and at a £3 price point, ladies and gents, you get a playset for £10. So I probably wouldn't even waste any time. I'm going to be picking this up fairly soon. Again, once I've shifted a few cards, I'm going to be grabbing this card, which is crazy. Next one, well, we've covered Chimera, I don't need to do that one again. Live editing done real. Next set of cards that I wanted to talk about is the Tistina ones. Now these cards are actually very interesting. Now at first I feel like people kind of like just disregarded them because they didn't do much, and we know that their support is not complete as yet. There's going to be more support in the future going down the line, but what they can do at the moment is fairly notable, and I feel like Lithium did a video on it, and since then the card prices have started to kind of like rise because people are seeing the potential and seeing the applications of these cards. So Crystal God Tistina as well as Demigod of the Tistina are 2 cards that are definitely needed for the archetype. The field spell is very powerful as well, and I believe there's a common, but these 2 at the moment very inexpensive. So Crystal God is like £5, so penny stunk. Not too many quantities, and it does start to rise after a little bit. With demigod being like £2, so it's definitely worth picking a couple up if you intend to play the strategy. I have seen it mixed with a few other strategies, so it's going to be interesting to see where the support goes with this archetype, but it's very, very interesting. Another card, probably just a one-off, hence why it's declined in price. Angelica, Princess of Noble Arms. She only can be realistically utilized in the Noble Arms strategy. There may be a few applications outside of a strategy, but for the most part, she's using Infernova Knights, and hence why there's been a decline in her price, because I don't know how popular that deck is. There are a few people that are playing it, but as you can see, the price is coming down, so this is a perfect time to pick this card up, ladies and gents. You're looking £3.85, £4 or $4.25 for some reputable sellers, so definitely a card I would consider. I'm looking to play Infernobles again. I'm looking to just grab a couple of these in some trades and maybe just pick up the last missing pieces. This, along with like Emperor Charles, is mainly what you need, because the rest are like penny stunks. The next card, this card says draw 2, so I'm picking it up. It's cheap at the moment. Again, £4, £5 for a card that says draw 2 and could potentially set up your graveyard depending on what you discard. It's a very, very powerful card, ladies and gents, so definitely something worth investing into. I feel like there's going to be some like level 10 support somewhere down the line, and Konami's just going to be like, yep, this is the card that you should have got ages ago. So definitely a card worth considering, and Konami know what they're doing with secret rares. They always kind of put some kind of emphasis on those secret rares that have a bit of longevity, so definitely a card I'm going to be collecting in the next couple of weeks. Another one is Evosa Lars. This card says I negate. Simple as that. Any card that says negate is always going to be a very, very strong card, as well as being dinosaur support. We all know where dinos are at the moment. This is less than £5, ladies and gents. If you have 2 dinosaurs, or is it reptiles underneath? Let's just double check. Yep, 2 dinosaurs or reptiles, you can actually just detach 1 material instead of 2 and negate a card, and that's that once per turn either. It's once per chain, so no brainer, ladies and gents. Absolutely crazy. £5 card, very, very overlooked card I'm picking up. I've actually pulled one, managed to pull one out of the sneak peek event, which was crazy, but I'm looking to pick up another couple of them just because I feel like this card somewhere is going to be good, especially if you get any kind of like level 6 extenders down the line, along with like bestials being a thing, so definitely worth thinking about. Another card, now this is a little bit of a theory. I watched a video, I cannot remember who it was, but I will definitely leave a link in the description, and they were talking about Konami's put a countdown timer on their website, and they've introduced the illusion archetype, which is an archetype of monsters, or sorry, a new monster type that hasn't been seen for a while. So now Konami don't regularly do this, and with the 25th anniversary of Yu-Gi-Oh coming up, which is what their countdown timer is referencing, the illusion archetype is definitely something that interests me, and that's what was said on the video as well. And he said that this could potentially lead into what their countdown is, whether it's going to be a new arc, a new Yu-Gi-Oh movie, something along those lines, and it feels like the illusion stuff is definitely going to play a part of that. So Nightmare Magician, definitely an overlooked card at the moment. Again, another secret rare, £2, £2.50, like £3. This is like a no-brainer, ladies and gents. Just grab a copy of this card. Even if you just hold on to the one, it could be money in the future, especially with the introduction of illusion, and we know that they're going to get some more cards down the line, so definitely worth considering. Another card, Visas Amritara. Again, this goes with Crimson Dragon and all the Manadium stuff. Like, Manadium put up some very, very unfair boards. It's an all-in combo deck, break my board style deck, but this is another piece that allows you to do stuff. I think you can do the Calamity Lock as well. Like, I've just seen some crazy combos with the Calamity Lock, but again, a card that you want to consider. Right, onto the penny stunks, ladies and gents. I always bring this card up. It's gone down in price again because people have kind of like just forgotten about it. IP Masquerena, £2.52. Like, SP Little Knight is going to be reduced in, I believe it's Age of Overlords, and it pairs so nicely with IP Masquerena. It's like double removal. It's going to be the new tech to go into, apart from like Nightmare Unicorn, basically. So again, this card was £5. It was creeping up. It seems to cool off a little bit. Just grab your copies, ladies and gents. I know I am anyway. Like, at £2.52, £3, especially with SP Little Knight coming out, you've got another secret rare version of this card. Just grab it. Like, it's cheap. Just grab a playset, sit on it, hold on to it. It might be money down the line. Even if you don't use the card, when SP Little Knight comes out, this card's going to bump up in price. No shadow of a doubt in my mind that that's going to happen. Just because it's going to be the most accessible copy, but it's one of the nicer rarities as well. So definitely worth considering. Another card, Shadows Light, ladies and gents. This, I don't know what happened to this card. It's just absolutely fallen off. Now, I did actually just go on, was it Wikipedia or something like that? And I just looked at all the potential targets for like level 8 and level 4 monsters. And there is a fair few, to be honest. But it is a little bit niche. I think Archlord Christia is probably one of the best ones that you're going to be summoning off this, depending on what you've got on your field or what deck you're playing. So something worth considering. Again, it's a penny stunk, a pound a copy, ladies and gents. Just grab some. It's no brainer, just grab some. Another card as well, Duality seemed to cool off a little bit. I mean, like, look at the price of this now. It's 9s, like it's barely reaching £10 and we're already halfway down, and there's loads of listings for this card. This card was so hype when it first came out, and it's still a very, very powerful card. It's just that it hasn't really seen any play. We are in a bit of an off season, so potentially this card will just bump back up if anybody decides to use it in like a major tournament or anything like that. So definitely worth considering. As you can see, it's less than £10 now, so definitely dropped from the highs that it was reaching before, which was like 13s, 12s. I seen it for 15 at one point. So if you can pick a copy up for like £8, definitely worth considering, ladies and gents. And then the final one, I've seen this card, Triagemas, and I know we spoke about this previously, but I've seen this card in some Vanadium combos, as well as just like general Synchron combos. Like, it's a draw one, if you, depending on what materials you use, and it can modify its levels depending on what materials it use. So definitely a powerful card, ladies and gents. And at 40 pence a copy for its only print, secret rare at that, this is a no-brainer. Like, just pick a couple of these copies up, even if you don't use it, just sit on, ladies and gents, because at some point this card is just going to be like, all right, this is meta right now. So it can make itself a tutor as well, which is crazy. So definitely worth considering. But ladies and gents, those are a few cards that I feel like I'm going to be picking up, and maybe you could pick up as well. If you feel like there's any cards that I want to discuss on this market, or I should discuss on this market watch, definitely get at me in that comment section below. And as always, we find ourselves at the end of another video. If you did like this content, you know what to do by now. Hit that like button, share, subscribe, all of that beautiful good stuff, and I will definitely see you guys on the next video. Hope you enjoyed. Peace.